We see you and the Premier there every day, and it must become a bit wearing at times, but has the government ever introduced something without your advice or against your advice?
No, not against my advice. You know, the curfew came in as part of the state of disaster, for example. It wasn't a state of emergency requirement. So, you know, that was something that was introduced, but it wasn't something that I was against from a public health perspective.
But were you consulted on it or not?
Yeah, I was consulted on it, but it was a separate decision-making pathway.
Would you have introduced it?
In public health directions? I'm not sure. I haven't reflected on it. I think it has been useful. You know, if I put my mind to it, probably.
So, had they acted without your advice or anything else?
No.
Brett Sutton told radio this morning that the curfew wasn't his idea.
Sure.
Can you tell us whose idea it was?
Well, the curfew is about the enforcement of these rules. It's not about crafting the rules. It's not about crafting public health measures. I'm not quite sure what the point here is. There are only certain reasons to leave your home. If you don't have a valid reason to leave your home, then you can't leave your home. And the fact there's a curfew in place, that does grow by an hour. It extends out to 9 o'clock quite soon. That just means the job of Victoria Police is much, much easier. It limits movement, and it has been, I think, always hard to attribute one measure and exactly how many, what percentage of benefit did it give you, but I think it has been significant. It's made the job of Victoria Police easier. It has limited movement. There's less people out and about because only people who've got a lawful reason to be out are out. And what we know, if you...
Sorry? Was it a big poll idea?
Well, ultimately, all these measures are the product of advice. Some of that's public health advice, some of it's law enforcement advice. For instance, when it comes to industry support, that's not a matter of public health. The Chief Health Officer won't be devising that. So there are different things and we have different inputs, but it's a decision that I'm very, it's a very challenging decision to make. It's not something we've had to do in the past, but from my point of view, it is working. It is absolutely working, and I think it's been a key feature of limiting movement. And we know, back to the science of it, if you limit movement, you limit potential for transmission, and that means you finish up with low case numbers. And that's what we're all driving towards. That's what we want. That's what will allow us to open up.